What's going on, guys? Chris here with Forge Through Faith, and today's Technique Tuesday is going to be all about the rower. Now, before you turn this video off and go take a nap, because I'm going to be talking about rowing, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the pure mechanics of rowing. For people who may be watching this video who are pure beginners, the beginning of the video is going to be helpful, but for people who are more advanced, the end of the video is going to be super helpful because I'm going to basically be talking about how to approach this machine as it pertains to a Metcon. Okay, so real quick, when it pertains to rowing, I want to make sure I set my feet appropriately. Basically, guys, you want to make sure the ball of your foot is on the elevated pad. I'll pull the straps nice and tight. All right, now from here, I focus on driving hard with my legs, heels to the floor. Then I extend my back, and then I pull into my chest. And on the way back, arms, my back goes, and I bend my knees. Okay. When I used to coach class a lot, I like to simplify that by I would yell legs, arms, arms, legs. Okay. A lot of people make the mistake on the way back of bending their knees first. Okay. So if you're a beginner, it might feel a little bit robotic, but get used to saying legs, arms, arms, legs as you row. Okay. Another mistake I see is for people who are more advanced, they know they have to do this, but the first thing they do instead of driving their legs is extend the low back. All right, you're kind of these are big muscles. Let's use these as the main drivers as opposed to your low back. Okay, so nice tall chest. I drive with my legs first, then extended the low back, not back, then legs. Okay, so super basic, but it's super important to do that appropriately. All right, now we mix this machine into a Metcon. Okay, so yes, you want to drive legs, arms, arms, legs. Focus on using your legs. But what if you have to do 20 calories on the rower and then the next movement you have to do is 20 thrusters, okay? You're basically bending your legs for a ton of reps, okay? Although these contractions are not going to be as difficult as a weighted thruster, you're still essentially squatting up and down, okay? So you want to look at the time domain and what that next movement is going to be. So if I know I have thrusters after this and I have to do 20 calories, I'll row normally. But then maybe after 10 calories from my next 10 calories, most of my drive, as opposed to coming from my legs, is going to come from my low back and my arms. So I'm driving with my legs hard to really tick off those calories, and then as I get closer, I might not bend my legs as much and extend a low back and then pull really hard with my arms. Okay. Reason being, guys, is because although that's not the most technically sound way of rowing, we're doing mixed modal activities, so we have to be able to conserve these muscles and these contractions for that next movement, okay? So I can continue to do this movement by extending up my low back and pulling with my arms, and now my legs are gonna be fresher as I go over to the bar. Okay, same thing. Let's say I'm doing deadlifts after the row. As I drive off the rower, my heels are coming down to really activate my posterior. But again, I have deadlifts after that, which is a posterior dominant movement. So maybe instead of driving my heels down so hard, I'll push through my toes a little bit more. Yeah, I'll get a little bit of burn in my quads, but now my posterior, my hamstrings, and my glutes are going to be a little bit fresher as I get to the barbell for my deadlifts. Okay? Similarly, if I'm going from the rower to a chest to bar pull-up, let's say, I'm going to hold the handle super loose and really use all the drive from my legs. And I might just kind of limply bring the handle back. The reason being is because I'm going to an upper body movement. So I want to save my grip. I want to save my lats as I go to that movement, okay? And then time domain. If it's a longer workout, guys, I want these strokes to look something like this, where they're nice and long and powerful, and then nice and relaxed on the way back, okay? Reason being is because I want to tick over that rower without creating a ton of fatigue and a ton of contractions, as opposed to a short workout. This is an all-out sprint, guys. The strokes might be shorter, but I'm going to get more in. Okay? So I don't even maybe fully extend the whole way, but it's a real hard drive in order to get more cycle time, which is going to pull the rate down, be able to get more meters or more calories, whatever the case may be. Okay? So although in a class setting or in your workouts, it's like, oh, I have to row, that's super basic. Making sure, A, you can do it appropriately with the right form is going to be super important. That's step one. And then once you can do that easily, really think intelligently about, okay, what is the workout? What is the time domain? What is the movements? Based on those movements, how should I approach my row so that this does not then dictate or ruin the rest of my workout, guys. Okay, so make sure you approach this machine super intelligently and bump up those scores in your Metcons.